You nothing! You nothing! You are nothing! And you will never be anything! Never!
Colin.
Anybody know who you are? You miserable, presumptuous, no talent! You obviously don't have the talent!
And Mike, the Ape Man.
You are everything that's gone wrong in this world! You are self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit!
PTR Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. It is 2024. It is our first episode. Thank you to everybody who stuck it out with us. We had to take a somewhat extended break during the Christmas-December season. Not necessarily something that we wanted to do, but we had to. We'll get more into that a little bit later. We have Colin back. We have Mike. So everybody is here. Everybody seems to have survived Christmas and the New Year, which is always a pleasant thing. So first off, let's do real quick. Colin, did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
Sure.
Sure? Everything? All right.
Nobody ever knows what to get me for Christmas because I tend to buy stuff. So
yeah,
I got some very nice pajamas, some shirts. It was fine. It was good.
Yep. Typical man problem. We buy what we want. So then when Christmas comes around, nobody knows what to buy us. That is, it's a thing. Mike, how about you? You get everything you wanted?
Well, I didn't have any kind of Christmas list, but I'm going to say that Kim, she raised the bar this year. Like, I got some nice stuff. I have to say.
Yep.
So
I
no
agree.
Complaints from me.
I agree. I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought that I did well. I bought a couple of things for my wife for outside, a Mickey and Minnie little plastic, greeter guy that went outside, and then I bought her this frame picture that she wanted, and so I thought I was doing good. But then my wife went and surprised me by picking something that wasn't on any of my lists and that I have never said that I wanted. But she picked up me complaining about something, which I don't even remember complaining a whole lot about. So she got me a new computer bag, a new backpack, because I have killed the zipper on one of my other ones. So I was very impressed, and she, with the help of a grandchild, ooh, fancy. And so with the help of a grandchild, she picked out a Swiss Army backpack, which these are not cheap, which I was very happy to get. So,
yeah. The one that you can kind of see over my shoulder was, I hate that I'm reversed. That one up there, she hated.
Uh-huh.
Because it was like my cheap Amazon one. She said it looked more orange, like orange pleather. So that one is like real, like buffalo hide. And so when I pass away, I'll pass it on to an intern and let them make up stories about how I navigated the halls and braved the weather.
Yes. So yeah. Yep. Bags were big this year because that is something that all men can use. In fact, I got former host Nate. I never know what to get Nate for Christmas. And so this year I got him a man basket. Women love to get each other baskets, full of like shampoos and soaps and lotions and whatnot. So this year I decided I never know what to get him, so I will get him a man basket. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a couple of tool bags. Okay. And I put jerky and salted peanuts and chocolate and Doritos and booze and stuff in it. And so he got a man basket. Because if you're gonna give a guy a baskety type thing, I think that's what you should give him. So, and he was happy with it. So. So yeah, so Christmas was pretty good. Although the reason why we were off, to be quite honest with everybody, was before Christmas. I think everybody's kind of, if you've been with the show for a while, you know that probably about 3-4 years ago, had a little bit of a anxiety panic attack happen to me. Well, that happened again right before in the beginning of December. So, we needed to take some time away from the show to get things. I needed to get things kind of normalized and back in shape again. And so, every once in a while, you just have to do that. If you have an attack or something like that, you got to take time to take care of yourself. And so that's what I did. And so good news is everything's back to the way that it should be. And, we're back and we're doing the show and life is good and moving on. So in the meantime, part of the realignment, actually, I don't know if you two, Mike, you are probably aware of this. I don't think Colin is, but, some of the stressors in my life have been for a very long time. I've been, got the day job, got the side job, got like 5 other side jobs. My wife says I'm never bored, and I'm often burning the candle at both ends and in the middle. So one of those things was my side business that I have finally, after 25 years, decided that I will shut down. So, a very difficult decision, but in view of my health and my family and everything else going on, made the hard decision to go ahead and shut that down and just take the time that I was dedicating to that to do other things which, brought me more joy, like this radio show and like hanging out with you guys and doing stuff like that. So, hopefully come, the beginning of March, I will be rid of that, pressure and anxiety and, moving forward. So, got to give people time to get off and get on to other things. But, that's a big change for me after 25 years of just letting that go and saying, okay, you guys got to find somebody else to help you out. And boy, as soon as I sent the letter out going, hey, I'm shutting down, that's when I started to get calls from people that I hadn't talked to in 10 years or new people who said, hey, I heard you do this. And I'm like, hey, no, I don't anymore. Sorry. You got to go someplace else, or here's a number of somebody else you can call. I have never turned down so much work as after I sent the retirement letter out. So.
Well,
yeah.
It's kind of like the old joke, like, at what age does a man become most attractive? Whatever age a wedding ring shows up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So
Shaggy, I don't know. I think this is what the millennials do, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, boy, I did when I started to have to craft a retirement letter. I've never felt so old. But that's what it was. I've started to ask my daughter. I'm like, she goes, well, some old guy came into the bank today, and I'm like, old like me, or old like Grandpa? And she goes, no, just old like you. And I'm like, oh, great, that makes me feel good. But that's the point that I'm at.
I got to see if the toy is not working, but a message came in from somebody stating that somebody needs to refer to their birthday present. Colin.
Oh.
I would have, but it's upstairs. I have a very nice bag myself, but it's upstairs, so. If they want to send a picture of it, then we can post it up, because it's a very nice bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
you
a
got a
furniture
bag.
bag.
A bag.
A bag.
Another bag. Bag?
Yes.
Bag? What?
And then Jonathan Cognac says, hello, Mike.
Yes, I saw that. I'm looking at them on Facebook,
Okay.
so I don't have the ability to send them through to the stream right now. No, the museum is what is being referred to.
Yes.
Colin, you something about the museum?
Oh, that one. So sorry, it didn't match what you were talking about, so it didn't come. So we never really talked about it. So I have a bunch of mini museums that show up on a Kickstarter. There are these acrylic things full of different samples of things. So for my birthday, they found one from a different company that has all the elements in it. So it's that periodic table of the elements with the actual elements in an acrylic.
So you've got radioactive elements at your house.
Son
Is
of a
what you're
bitch, you
saying.
beat me to it, Shaggy.
Are you kidding me?
It does have. It apparently does have some uranium in it, but it doesn't have. It doesn't have everything in it. It's just that of the elements that you could safely
Plutonium?
have in there.
You got freaking
No,
plutonium
no
there. Is
plutonium.
what you're saying. Some Einsteinium. Do you got that?
No.
You know.
Unobtainium.
Yeah, unobtainium. Yeah. You know, you got some krypton, some
Yes, I think there's some krypton in there. Yes.
Somebody actually just went and looked up the damn periodic table, didn't you? He's
I
like,
just
"Let me find out.
googled
Let me just
unique
random
elements
shit."
on the periodic table. I didn't look up everything. Just unique ones. So
It looks like for a lot of those gases, what they did was they like created a bit of like foam. With,
yeah, I was about to say, how do you put like neon in a box? You know,
Yeah,
unless it just glows.
So it's a bunch of little like foams that have that gas in it as the bubbles. So they just embedded inside the acrylic.
Okay, that makes sense. I was looking for something similar to that because I was thinking about getting that for somebody else, you know, or at least some of the like somebody had like some of the metals. I was thinking that would be, you know, a cool, like somebody had some of the more metal, like copper, silver, gold, cobalt, nickel, you know, that people had as like desk weight, paperweights. And I thought, well, that'd be cool as kind of like a desk toy. Because, you know, the desk toy you can't buy anymore is those little bitty like magnets, those little like pea-sized magnets.
Balls.
They stopped selling those. They got Amazon's got a safety recall on those things. So
you still get
I
from
have
some companies, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if Senator Chuck Schumer has his way, I have a small box somewhere. I don't know where the hell I put them.
Yep.
Senator Chuck Schumer has his way, they'll be banned forever again. Well, Buckyballs themselves, the actual company, I remember when they got banned.
Yeah.
And now there's like different kinds or different brands.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're trying to just basically ban them all because, you know, parents can't determine when their kids can and can't play with certain stuff.
Well, yeah, you know, that age, they think that it's perfectly fine
I'm
for
not
the
gonna
age
go
when
with
kids put everything in their mouth for them to play with little things, you know.
Well, it doesn't stop high school students from betting each other if they can't stick too many of them up their nose.
Well, yeah, some people thought that Tide Pods looked good on a pizza. So
the thing with Buckyballs was they were trying to figure out a way, like they would use them here to make it look like they had nose piercings and cheek piercings, and then they would wind up swallowing them, right?
Yeah.
So, again, just being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
speaking
Colin,
of,
you mentioned.
go ahead.
You mentioned Kickstarter. I just want to take this opportunity to say, screw Yanni Metzimeris or however, Mamtasaris, creator of Fresco Pod, now known as Save Pod. I've been waiting 2 years for this Kickstarter, and every month you just tell us about how the manufacturing process needs to be refined more. So I'm at a point where I don't even use my Keurig anymore. Screw you, guy. Enough of this shit.
Oh, they're
with that-
3,000% funded according to the last update. So, you know.
What was it supposed to do?
Yeah, it's basically a companion for your Keurig that uses reusable filters, and it was supposed to be a stainless steel ring. Now it's a metal, or now it's a plastic ring because stainless steel was too hot to grab one time. And it keeps your ground coffee in an airtight drawer so it stays sealed with a pre-measured scoop and all of this stupid. it seemed like a great idea at the time. The problem is everybody and their mother is now making reusable. There it is.
Yes.
That's the original.
We're not advocating for it whatsoever, but
What actually makes me most upset is how many people are like touting him as a successful Kickstarter. It's not successful, unless by successful you mean he ganked $200,000 from everybody and is delivering nothing. This isn't like software or electronics. That could be 3D printed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and normally they say how many have been shipped. I don't see anything that's been shipped so far.
None have been shipped.
Yeah. There have been plenty of reusable things that have been made. So
Yes, and the official pods are now recyclable, apparently.
So
yes.
Not that anybody does that.
This thing, so when this originally came out, it was Keurig only had the one hole brewer.
Mm-hmm.
So then one of the delays was, we have to develop a ring to go with the 5-hole brewers, because now they have the 5-hole. Well, one of the last updates said, well, now we have to go back and perfect the 1-hole because. What do you mean because?
Just wait till
that was the original.
Just wait till they give you a delay because they got to figure out the cornhole.
And when I called him out on Instagram or Twitter, I called him out on Instagram because they're still taking pre-orders on the website. Called him out. Yeah, I got blocked.
Did you call him an a-hole?
I simply asked, how come you're still taking pre-orders when you haven't fulfilled any of the Kickstarter orders? No. Anyway.
Well, evidently they were supposed to be shipping October through November of 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
2021. So,
we could do an entire segment on this, but
I had an Indiegogo for a tea maker. It's like a Keurig for tea. But it didn't use it was for loose leaf tea. But apparently they shipped some to Europe, but it's taken them a long time to get it certified for the US. And they actually went back and they got people to give them more money to get their devices shipped to them earlier because it was going to cost too much. And I said, now all the people who don't pay more money, you'll get your device eventually, we promise. And I'm like, well, if you ever get around to send me a device, great, but you're not getting any more money from me.
That is almost the very definition of a Ponzi scheme right there.
So here I have a list from Failery, which is definitely, and Mike, I hate to tell you, but yours did not make the list.
It's because it's still kind of active. He's still making promises that
of the 12 biggest Kickstarter fails of all time. Okay, Pebble Time is number 12. All right, a new Pebble watch, which Pebble is a
well, they were
$20 million they made. Okay. The Coolest Cooler, complete with blender.
Yes, that's a famous one.
$13 million. The Ouya console. I have this exact controller that works. It's a horrible controller, but that's just a pre-bought controller. I don't know what
I was going to say
base they had, but
that looks like it came out of a submarine.
It's just yeah.
Too soon?
Yeah. It just plays Android games. Big deal. The Scarp laser shaving razor.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I was like, no, that's just a scam. That wasn't fail.
$4 million raised. The Amma brush. It's automatic toothbrush shaped like a mouth guard, claiming it could brush your teeth in 10 seconds.
Hold on a second. They have. Go ahead, because I think that product actually exists now.
It probably exists, but it's the Xano Autonomous Intelligent Nanodrome. Now, there's plenty of small drones. I'm just sure that this one was not one. The Tico, which is a miniature 3D printer.
Yeah, there's been lots of failed 3D printers.
The Znaps, which this is not a new concept. A
No.
magnetic, snap. There's plenty of these that are around. They didn't need $2.4 million to make that happen. A lot of Chinese companies made it happen for much less. The CST-01, the smart bracelet. Okay. Yog Ventures, a video game, open world sandbox adventure game along the lines of Minecraft. Well, they didn't need that because there was already Minecraft.
Well, there also used to be a thing like, what was it called?
And there was also Second Life and Roblox, and there's plenty of other
Well, this predated Roblox, and what it was is it's called Yogcast.
yeah.
I think it was on YouTube, and this was a Kickstarter to create a video game off of that YouTube channel. There is a bunch of very interesting YouTube videos about how that whole scandal went down.
The I backpack, because when you put I in front of something, it's going to be a success, obviously.
Yeah, you can tell about when this happened. Yes.
The I Backpack 2.0, which is a modular backpack system.
Well, it worked for iJustine.
Which features 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth audio, and built-in batteries, along with multiple USB chargers. And then the Montrex Watch Project, because we need another watch. It was supposed to include sapphire crystal glass on the front and the back of a watch. Ooh.
Hello, Teresa.
So those are some of the famous failed Kickstarter projects. But
Yeah, I also backed another one way back in the day. My first ever Kickstarter was called Super Screen, which was before Samsung DeX was a thing. It essentially was a docking station for any smartphone. And it sounded way too good to be true. And of course it was. And that was a complete and utter scam.
I actually bought a Samsung DeX dock. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, that thing sucked.
So
it blew
with
so bad.
With these USB-C monitors that they have when I go to the office, I did actually hook my cell phone up.
Yeah.
And here's my problem with DeX. All right. So the display on the screen was fine, but then your phone basically becomes a touchpad. And that's all you've got.
Well, what I found was the DeX dock didn't work nearly as good as just a USB-C dock that you would normally use with a laptop. So what I ended up doing was just getting a generic $20 USB-C dock, putting in a wireless keyboard and mouse dongle, and then that made it infinitely more usable. And gave me the HDMI out so that I didn't have to have a special monitor. And that made it, much better for me. So yeah, that's just how I used it. Much more easier. The only thing that I didn't like was at the time, and I don't think they fixed it, I wish they could do wireless DeX, and maybe they do now. I don't know. But, because now you're plugging and unplugging your phone every time, whereas if they could do wireless DeX like they did wireless Android Auto, that would be much better. So, because I love that a lot more. Because honestly, what I use DeX for most often was to get around my work's firewall rules. Because I could just ride the 5G network to download or get to wherever I needed to get to. So, you know. But anyway, moving on. Because we got delayed, we didn't really have a chance to do any of the end of 2023 or, best of 2023 lists. But there was a list of 7 well-known companies that went bankrupt in 2023. And this is always a fun thing to do. So 2023 did see the demise of several companies. I don't know that I necessarily know all of these, but WeWork, once the nation's most valuable startup, the company seemed poised to remake the nature of work in America. They
All right,
were
so here's the
co-working
easiest way
space.
to explain. Yeah, WeWork is drop-in space that your company doesn't own.
Yeah.
So they set up all of these open work areas, provide all the amenities you need. You pay a monthly fee to utilize the space, and that's it. So it's a subscription drop-in space.
Yeah.
What happened was COVID. They leased all of this space. WeWork was going to be the best thing ever because it was going to reduce the need for companies to have physical space. And then COVID happened, and companies didn't use their physical space anyway.
Yeah.
And we said, oh,
We can work from home.
we don't need you. Yeah, we don't need WeWork anymore. So, great idea, horrible timing.
Yeah. Killed by COVID.
Yeah, WeWork got replaced by iWork.
Next one, Rite Aid. Rite Aid seemed like something which was on the decline already, in the midst of every corner having a CVS and a Walgreens.
Yeah.
There's
To the
always,
point that even Walgreens is like, we have too many Walgreens.
Well, yeah, because Walgreens bought one of them. I swear, didn't Walgreens buy?
I thought CVS bought out Rite Aid, but I guess not. I guess CVS bought out
One of them bought one of them.
Yeah.
But Rite Aid was the one that was least prepared. See, CVS partnered with like Minute Clinic. So they had walk-in care right there. Walgreens, I think, was partnered with one of the pharmaceutical companies, or like Caremark maybe,
Yeah, I think
for
so.
prescriptions. Or no, CVS bought Caremark. Walgreens partnered with somebody else. I
Yeah.
think they did wind up buying Rite Aid. But Rite Aid didn't have a partner for anything like that. Rite Aid's partner was GNC. We're going to let you put your stuff in our stores.
Rite Aid was trying to be the competitor to the big brand stores like Walgreens and CVS. They were trying to be the mom and pop against the Walmart, and that doesn't work.
No.
So, they couldn't get the buying power to get the discounts on things, and they just, unless they were your only option, they weren't the option that you were going to go with. So, yeah. Between March of 2022 and March of 2023, they lost $307 million. So, yeah, they definitely had to exit stage left.
No, I'm sorry. They lost $750 million between that time, and then another $307 million in the next 3 months.
Oof.
Or 4 months.
Yeah.
So
now here's one that has all of the soccer moms crying. Bed Bath and Beyond. All right, that one cut deep a lot of ladies.
well, yeah. All of those coupons.
Oh, and they take expired coupons. They didn't care. You could walk in with a coupon that was expired 3 years ago. And they're like, it's good. We'll take it. We don't care. Just buy our candles or our or our other crap. Oh. Filed for bankruptcy in April.
You could walk in with this.
Yes.
All right. And they would take it.
Yes. I walked in once to return a chipped plate that I ordered online, and I walked into a physical store, and they said, well, do you have a receipt? And I said, I have the subject line of an email. I don't have the actual email. I just have a printout of an email list that says subject line. And they said, that's good enough. And so, yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, they priced themselves out. Bed Bath & Beyond was a spot. That was the wedding registry spot.
Oh,
when
yeah.
him and I got married, right?
Oh,
So
you go there and you just go
we're
crazy
talking
with the
to guy.
gun.
Oh, yeah. We're talking to the salesman. Like, we're trying to decide on cookware. And the salesman actually said to us, our prices are inflated. Nobody's going to come in and pay this price. They're going to have the 20% off coupon. And you're right.
They're the
Horrible
JC
business model.
They're the JC Penney's of home goods.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning is another home goods store which filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2023, closing all of its 200 stores.
I never heard of Tuesday morning. So that must be a Midwest or West Coast thing.
I don't think I did either, but here's one that I did because my sister.
Well, we had one. We
had
one in Springfield.
Yeah, it didn't last long. Here's another one that I know of because my sister worked there. Party City. Filed for bankruptcy in January. Wait.
But it exited
Yeah.
bankruptcy.
They are still kind of around, but they're just because the majority will stay open according to the company. But
Right.
they're not doing record sales. Let's put it that way.
If you look at the picture in this article, the entire back wall is that wall of balloons where you would pick the number and tell them, I want 4 of number 12. I need 3 of number 16 in blue.
Yeah.
Then, the helium shortage plus COVID, nobody having parties, that killed
that. Yeah, that had to hurt them. Yeah.
Like, nobody hears anything about Oriental Trading anymore. Remember when they were the thing?
Everybody was ordering from Oriental Trading.
Yeah.
If you needed birthday giveaways, that's what you did.
COVID didn't do them any favors either.
No.
But anyway.
Smile Direct Club.
This one's terrible. Because they actually just told customers, yeah, we're not fulfilling any orders and we don't know if you're getting your money back. And then shut down. That was it.
The telehealth orthodontic company shut down in December.
Yep. So what's the other one? Invisalign.
Yes.
Right? So this was supposed to be a budget alternative to Invisalign. And I didn't know, Invisalign apparently accounts for like 65% of 3D printed products sold in the United States today, which is mind-blowing. Not saying that there aren't like parts that are 3D printed. These are just, the actual product is 3D printed based off of the scans of your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was amazing. Smile Direct Club, I don't know what happened that they I don't know.
I don't know either. And the last one is Lordstown Motors, which is an electric vehicle maker, but I don't know any of their possible vehicles. But I'll tell you what I did see in relationship with electric vehicles. Evidently, Tesla trucks have a problem in the snow. I saw an article that said that a Tesla truck couldn't go 2 blocks without constantly getting stuck in the snow. Evidently, the combination of high torque doesn't work very well in the snow.
No. Well, Tesla trucks have more than that being a problem, okay?
Yeah.
My wife just pointed out that my face is bright red. Well, this Balatin chocolate peanut butter whiskey apparently is working then.
Yeah.
So the Tesla truck, there's been lots of bad takes of on YouTube of people like looking at the crash test and going, "Oh look, the back axle snapped. That's terrible. It's terrible quality." And it's like it doesn't have a back axle, so it doesn't have a back axle that could snap.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm just saying, I'm waiting a bit to see how the Tesla truck does over time before I have any opinion on it. But I'm not planning to have one.
Apparently, if I read right, like the initial price that they said the truck was going to cost, like the base model is even above that now. So
the original price from a couple years ago when they first announced the truck, it ended up being more expensive than that. It's still faster than a Porsche. It costs less than a Porsche, so at least it has that going for it.
Nobody should be buying a truck for speed.
No.
Nobody should be buying anything for speed because
Well, I mean, and talking about trucks, I've started to see Rivians around here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Cybertruck. I don't know what the Rivian is trying to be, but when I first saw him online, I was like, "Oh, that actually looks kind of cool." But now when I see him in person, I'm like, "That is a hideous piece of garbage." I don't know if I don't know.
I'm
still
not.
It's prettier than a Cybertruck, but a Cybertruck is like so far out there that at least it's.
I am
not
still
fooling anybody.
I'm still not sold on pure electric. I don't think we're there yet. I think hybrid is still the way to go. I don't think we're there yet. I think we still need another 10 years on battery and charging tech.
What we need is Mr. Fusion.
Yes.
Plain and simple. That's what we need.
I think for most people, most of the time, an electric vehicle would work fine. I'm not quite there on cross country, but how often do you really do that?
So this is the location bias coming into play here, because we talked about I think during the last show, Mr. Shathade about had a coronary when you talked about how cheap your electric was, relatively speaking. In Jersey, first of all, it makes me ill how many Teslas I see when I go out. It truly does. And because I know that these are the same people that claim they're saving the planet by driving a Tesla, and they have solar panels on their roof, and they're probably paying $60 for a Stanley tumbler.
If they can find one. If they can find one.
So if solar and electric vehicle in New Jersey have to go hand in hand. There's no bones about that. Now, solar comes with its own inherent issues in New Jersey, because you are not allowed to build a system on your roof that provides more than 80% of your past year's average electric bill. So you cannot become fully grid independent.
That's weird legislation.
Well, they do that to prevent you from becoming a quote-unquote power company.
That's weird legislation.
This is New Jersey. What do you expect?
So there are.
Okay,
this is deep philosophical.
What I expect is pure corruption and lobbyism from all the utility companies, and I'm getting exactly what I expect. So
there actually is more to it than that. The issue is that if all of the rich people put solar panels on their houses, and now they get free power, then that means it's now costing more for the poor people to
Well-
get electricity from the power plants.
But do you know how much it actually costs to be a net zero modern family household? Because
it's a lot.
I had the numbers run for me, and because I was wanting to do this, I wanted to put essentially a power wall in my garage, and put enough panels on my house so that I could be essentially net zero, and even sell back 10%, and or charge back 10% so that I could, run off a battery for a day or two in the case of a power outage. And God, the cost that I was going to incur for 20 years, this was a 20-year payback model, was the same as what my cost of energy was for that same 20 years. And within 20 years, you are starting to get system degradation, and you're going to have to start replacing things. So you're not really ahead. All you are independent in case of emergency. So, unless you are very wealthy, because I'm not going to say that I'm
Or
bad off,
wait.
but
Let's be fair here, Shaggy. Or you don't live in Springfield, Illinois, where our power is really cheap because we own our own power plant.
well, I know, but still, still, even if you were in New Jersey, where I think we figured out that we were paying like 50% of what New Jersey would cost or something like that. I mean, that's still a large chunk of change.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's ridiculous. And you're still dependent.
Yeah.
Your sun depend. You're weather dependent, and everything else, which is going to change based on your environment and all. So, it's just nuts.
But the issue is actually long term. So as time goes on, it gets cheaper and cheaper to do this, and you're still then limited to rich people who have a house that has a roof that they own that they could stick this on are the only people who can do it. If you are a poor family in an apartment building,
Yeah, I agree.
you're never going to be able to do that.
When you look at the people who are considered low income, right? You need to consider renters, mobile home owners, and renters encompass not only apartments but also houses, and those people don't have the option of installing solar. So you're right, you are pushing
even
those costs off.
Condos and townhouses around here.
Condos
and townhouses, you don't have that option either.
Right. And you do get people like, Teresa, who says Eversource is charging us so much for power between them and a few other expenses. It's financially, unsolvable to the point where it's difficult to dig out from debt. I'm paraphrasing there a little bit, but that's completely accurate. It is difficult when you look at the modern income. In fact, I remember listening to a YouTube video where they went out. Now, granted, this is in LA, okay, but they went out and they asked millennials, okay, the modern millennial, what is the average income for someone? Okay. Now, granted, the average income in the United States is around $54,000. All right. Now, what do you think the answers were that millennials in LA said the average income was? Do you guys have any guesses?
I saw one the other day from someone on.
You remember what it was?
Formerly known as Twitter. Yeah. It was a guy asked his nephew what he thought minimum wage was for the U.S. government. And he thought maybe it was $80,000 a year, and then maybe you get some stock options.
Mike, do you have any idea what a millennial would say average annual income was?
Was it millennial or zennial?
It was millennial.
Because millennials are currently working.
Okay, well, it was.
Well,
it was. you
For
know,
some reason, I thought it was unrealistic. Like they thought like $100,000 was an average salary.
there were responses. They had like 5 responses. Somebody said 90,000. Somebody said 400,000. Somebody said 500,000. Somebody else said 200,000. All right, when the average is really closer to 54,000. All right, for an average person. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous that their expectations of what an average income are. All right. Now, when you factor in, when you look at that there's, a lot of divorce couple, a lot of single family households and things like that, when, you've got to take into account, okay, they may only have one source of income, so it may only really be $54,000. There's no way that getting into alternative fuels, alternative energy sources is even an option. That there was another study that said that the idea of home ownership is a pipe dream for most millennials. They all agree that the idea of home ownership is outside the scope of their means. And that was done within, that was mostly, it wasn't the Midwest, it was mostly like the coasts that thought was there because well, Mike, you can think of what, rent is in your area alone, especially if you go, you commute into New York and places like that where rent is $2,500 to $3,000, $4,000 a month.
So it's funny you say that because somebody posted up an article listing out a couple of examples of houses on Zillow, right, that are for sale and what those houses could rent for. And the mortgage, typically when you buy a property to rent it out, your rent will cover your mortgage, right? The whole idea is you're making money on that house by renting it out.
Typically, your rent, whatever you rent for, covers the mortgage, it covers the your portion of the insurance, and it puts money away for improvements that have to be made to that property over time. So things like replacing appliances, upkeep, etc. And a profit margin.
Okay, so with the interest rates the way they are and property values where they're at, this person was like, I'd be losing $500 a month from rent to mortgage payment alone, and not even taking into account anything that you just mentioned. So, yeah, it's a bad time to invest. The house across the street from us just sold. Okay, the woman who owned the house, 96 years old, 98 years old, lived with her daughter. Her daughter was there taking care of her. Did not do any updates since like 1970. Needs a new roof. Needs to be completely redone inside. $398,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's low for this area.
My daughter was looking for houses, and the places we were looking in, kid you not, they needed to be bulldozed and a new house put on top of the property. It would have been cheaper than fixing these properties. And they were still selling for $60,000, $70,000, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about places that homeless people wouldn't even move into, it's a lot. So, she was ecstatic when she found a place that was good in a decent neighborhood, that I would let a single female move into at a price she could afford.
And then I wind up, because I've been looking at houses and stuff on Zillow, all of a sudden my Instagram feed, fucking Zuckerberg, I start seeing ads for other houses. And one pops up, Progresso, Texas, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 acres, brand new construction, $299,000. I'm like, Progresso, Texas sounds pretty freaking good until the light bulb goes off. That's right near the Progresso International Bridge, one of the main border crossings that Border Patrol seizes 3 to 4 tons of cocaine a year.
Yeah. It's all about location, my friend. Well, I mean, it could be good. Maybe you want to make some money helping some mules cross. There's extra money in that. But
you know how I'm gonna make money? I'm gonna make money teaching kids how to read cursive writing. That's how I'm going to make
Well,
money.
you can't use the Coca-Cola
I'm going to start teaching the secret
logo.
code.
You can't use the Coca-Cola or the Eddie Bauer or the Johnson & Johnson brand for that anymore, my friend, because they are going uncursive. Because they have decided America is too stupid to read their brands.
It came to a head with me today, and this is why I want to make sure I cover this. A well-known NASCAR team has changed their logo to remove the script from their logo. And in turn, I come to notice that the racing division, Ford Performance, has also changed their logo. Ford has changed their performance logo to remove the blue oval with the script because millennials don't know how to read. And what's the new one, Colin? You said what's the new past millennial? What's the next one?
Zennials?
Like the
Is that what it is?
zennials, I think.
That's a type
I
of
think so.
flower, my friend. That's an annual, I think. You know, that comes up every year for you. You don't have to replant it. But you know what? I am not going to die on this hill because I have never been a fan of cursive. I do not understand its need in this world. What do they teach you first? Do they teach you how to write cursive first, or do they teach you how to print first? They teach you how to print first, my friend. Is that not more important? Why do they teach you cursive at all? Just to sign your
Because it's
freaking
faster.
name. It's lazier.
It's like,
It's lazier.
yes,
It's lazier. It's more cumbersome to read. It is sloppier. If we are going to keep records of what this of our great knowledge and intellect, it will be in print. It will not be in cursive.
yeah. Nobody's printing or typing.
Yes. Well, but that is done. Tell me one thing that's printed out on a printer in cursive. Nothing.
Not very well.
Printed with letters that are printed. We don't call them
Yes.
cursive machines. I have a printer over here. Not cursive machine. Mike, go ahead. Argue
There's
with me
never
on
any
this.
reason to print cursive. No.
Go ahead. You're pro cursive, my friend. Go ahead.
I'm pro cursive. Kids can sit there and learn freaking dances off of TikTok. They can sit there and learn all of this other bullshit. They can learn cursive.
Why don't they just learn calligraphy, Mike? Why don't we just teach that in schools?
They should. To do calligraphy properly takes discipline. Kids don't have discipline.
Yeah.
It takes patience.
It also
Kids
requires
don't
a
have
fountain
patience.
pen. They need those too.
Ah, now you got Brett Collins pro fountain pen. I know that. So I really don't. I've never been pro cursive because my wife can copy my signature. So can my daughter because it's CH squiggle, WO squiggle, and I have every.
That's a signature. That's not cursive.
Isn't your signature supposed to be in cursive?
No, your signature is supposed to be your signature.
Well, it's supposed to be in cursive lettering, though.
If you want your signature to be just a big X, that's fine. That's your signature.
You want to just print
you have to
your
be
name
consistent.
for a signature? Go right ahead.
I have never.
You want to do
found-
an actual signature?
What is the,
Okay,
what
which is
the
going to be
use?
harder to copy?
What's the use of cursive? Tell me the benefit of it.
The
I'm gonna
benefit
tell
of
you what the
cursive
problem
was
is.
to write faster.
But
The
I don't see
benefit
it.
of cursive was also to communicate in a written form. Kids today are coddled.
by learning to print.
Oh my God. I'm going to text message. I don't feel like typing. Oh my God. Siri, tell Melissa that I will meet her for a latte at 3 p.m. at the Starbucks on the corner of Rodeo and Bonaventure.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it used to be you would write the note, you would fold it up into a little paper football, and you'd pass it off in the hallway between classes. That's you were
I've
losing.
never actually seen a young person dictate things to their phones. Everybody that I've seen dictating things to their phones are in their 60s. And I sit there talking to their phone, and I'm just like going, why? Why? I never talk to my phone.
Oh, no.
I don't like
But
talking
see,
to
you
people.
missed it.
Why would I talk to my phone?
See, you missed my point.
No,
what
see,
you didn't see was the other hand was over here, and they're texting on the other phone.
No, see,
So they're multitasking.
No, see, if they wanted to tell Melissa that they wanted to meet for a latte, it would be steak emoji, coffee emoji, kitty cat emoji.
And if kids,
and then
and if they knew how to write cursive, they might be actually to draw the emojis because it's a talent.
Drawing and cursive have nothing to do with each other.
It's about fluidity of the lines and gentle gradients, and slopes and curves.
Leonardo da Vinci was great at cursive, and that's why we have the Mona Lisa.
I'm not saying he wasn't great at cursive. I'm not saying he wouldn't have painted the Mona Lisa if he didn't know how to write well, if he didn't have great penmanship.
No. Not only was he great at cursive, he could write cursive backwards.
Okay.
Do not Google did Leonardo da Vinci have great penmanship? Don't try Googling that.
He's famous for his penmanship. It's on all this stuff.
All right, so we got we got a whole bunch of other lists, but we got to do the movie review.
Okay.
Are we doing the movie review, or are we gonna just push it off for one more week?
I mean,
I don't know if
we can do it. That's fine. Or we can push it. It's up to you.
Well, okay, so here's my thing. Do you guys really want to watch it again?
No.
I never wanted to hear that song again. I finally got it out of my brain. That stupid theme song. I never want to hear it again.
So we can I'll tell you what, why don't we pick another movie and then we'll just do a double review next week.
That's going to be like the whole show, but okay. I'll bring up this sheet. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, we only have like 14 movies on the...
Okay, well, then it'll be simple.
Okay.
5.
Or 5. Oh, this is a great movie. This is on Amazon. It's a movie... Oh, no, it's not available anymore.
Okay.
Damn it.
1.
This was a great movie, too.
What movie was it?
No, time it. Saved. Good girl Mary, played by Jenna Malone, can't believe it when she gets pregnant by her newly gay boyfriend.
It's on Tubi.
Is it?
Yes. When Mary's Christian high school peers find out she's pregnant, she faces their judgment. Is that it?
Yes. Stars Mandy Moore and Jenna Malone.
Yeah. Yes. It's on Tubi.
And Macaulay Culkin is in it, too.
Yes, it's on Tubi. I'll throw it in the chat.
Okay. All right, then we'll watch it on Tubi.
Yep. All right, we can do that.
Now, I will admit to putting this on the list, so if you'd like me to take point on this one as well, I will do that. Otherwise, if someone else wants to step up.
Okay. Well, you'll be happy to know that Leonardo da Vinci may have created cursive. So, I'll just give you that as a closing thought. Well, let's put it this way. It was created in the 15th century, and he was born in 1452. So, not saying the two are related. I'm just saying, could have happened.
Okay.
So,
but by that logic, Ronald Reagan could have invented TV because TV started showing up in the 20th century, and that's when Ronald Reagan was born.
Yeah, I'm just saying it could have happened. So,
and he was on TV.
Yeah, he was on TV. Greatest Generation. All right, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in to this thing that we call PTR Radio. Don't forget to tune in on the next show, which will be on the 22nd. That's right. We're going to skip MLK Day. And we will be back on the 22nd. And so you will get to hear us then. And we will do a old school double feature movie review. And you will get to hear about two movies. The Ratings Game and Saved. So for that show, don't forget to tune in. You can find everything about the show at PTR Radio on your favorite social media channel. And, really, there's not that much else to say so far, except, gosh, I will be at the Springfield Convention Center on the 27th. So if you are in town and you want to be part of the largest trivia night in Springfield, come out to the Illinois Convention Center and join me on the 27th of January. And I will be helping to host over 1,200 people play the largest trivia game in Illinois. All right.
Wow.
Anybody else have anything going on? Nope.
Not until May.
Okay, folks. Well, and if you're interested, I'll be playing trivia on the 26th at Lakeside Christian Church for Lee Elementary School. I'm not hosting that one. I'm just going to be a regular contestant on that one because that's too much in one weekend for me. So I will be out there on both of those. So that's all that I got for this evening, folks. All right. I'm Shaggy. Colin just disappeared. Colin?
There he is.
I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the 8-Man.
Stick
Right?
a fork in us, folks. We are done later.